We act like immortals in face of all that we desire, and we act like mortals in face of all that we fear. These are probably the golden words of Seneca when it comes to understanding how to not waste your life away. In his book on the shortness of life, Seneca talks about how to not waste your life away. And in this video, I'm going to break down this quote. And I wish you would just remember this quote for the rest of your life. I'm going to repeat it one more time, and then we're going to break it down one by one, because this quote is loaded with wisdom, and it will help you understand life. It will help you put perspective on life. So here's what he said. We act like immortals in face of all that we desire, and we act like mortals in face of all that we fear. So let's break down. The first part, he says, we act like immortals in face of all that we desire. So what do we do when we act like immortals in face of all our desires? We don't take action right away. When we act like immortals, when we're faced with desires, we procrastinate because we know we have lots of time. We think we have lots of time. We feel we have all of our lives ahead of us to achieve what we desire. So we keep on procrastinating on what we truly desire because we feel like we're immortals. We feel we have infinite time to accomplish our greatest goals. We think we have unlimited time. So maybe you desire to have a great body and you choose to procrastinate on working out today. You choose to tell yourself that you will work out tomorrow because you feel like you have your whole life to make this dream a reality. You feel like you're immortal when it comes to this simple desire of yours. But you keep on procrastinating, and that tomorrow, that day when you will finally work out and eat healthy, that day never comes because you feel you're immortal. So you have more and more and more time. Or maybe you're trying to build a great business, or maybe you wish to get your finances and your investments under control, but you choose to procrastinate on working on your finances and investment because you feel like you have your whole life in front of you to become a millionaire or a multimillionaire. You think you have a lot of time to make this dream come alive. You feel you're immortal, and hence you keep on procrastinating because you feel you have a lot of time. You think you're immortal in face of this desire. So every day you think, tomorrow I will do it. Tomorrow I will take action on it. I have a lot of time, so I'll do this tomorrow. And you keep on kicking this can down the road. And that is why this is so dangerous. We act like immortals in face of all that we desire. So this is the first part of the statement. And towards the end of this video, I'll actually tell you what we need to do instead. This is what we're doing right now, as Seneca explains. We are acting like immortals in face of all that we desire, and we're acting like mortals in face of all that we fear. We're acting like mortals in the face of all that we fear. Let's say you want to talk to that beautiful dream girl you just saw, but you're scared of rejection. So in face of that fear of rejection, what do? You act like a mortal. You stop yourself. Instead of taking big action, bold action, courageous action, you feel like you are mortal in face of this fear. You let fear stop you. Your actions become small because you feel that you're mortal in face of this fear of her rejection. Let's say you want to leave your job to start your business, but you're scared of failing at it. So what do? You act like a mortal in face of that fear. You stop yourself. Instead of taking courageous action like an immortal would, you let that fear stop you. You see, when you feel that you are mortal in face of all your fears, your actions are small. Your actions are limited. Your actions get procrastinated. So every time you feel you're mortal in face of your fears, you will procrastinate on taking action. The things that you fear are the things that you need to procrastinate. The things that you fear are the things that you need to work on. But for some reason, the things that you fear are the ones that you keep on procrastinating on because you act like mortal in face of all that fear rather than feeling like you're immortal. So this statement by Seneca, it's very powerful. We act like immortals in face of all that we desire, and we act like mortals in face of all that we fear. So what should we do instead? Well, we need to reverse this statement. Instead of acting like mortals in face of all that we fear, we must act like we're immortal in face of all that we fear. So if you are scared of talking to that girl, what should you do? You need to act like you're immortal. You need to act like no matter what, no matter how you get rejected, you are immortal. You will be unfazed. You will get through it. And you need to go talk to that girl right now because you're immortal. You will be unfazed. So why worry? That's the key. Act like an immortal in face of all that you fear instead of what most people do, which is acting like mortals in face of all that you fear. Maybe you are scared of leaving your job to start a business. What do you need to do? You need to act like you are immortal in the face of this fear. No matter what happens, no matter how you fail, you have to know that you're immortal. You will be fine. You will be unfazed. You will survive. So if you have been delaying on starting that business because you're scared, you need to act like you're immortal. You need to start the business now because you're immortal. So no matter what the setbacks, you will get through it. This is an absolutely crucial learning. We're inverting what normal people do. What normal people do is they act like mortals in face of all that we fear, but instead we need to act like we need to act like immortals in face of all that we fear. We need to act like immortals in face of all that we fear. That's the key here. Okay, so next we need to move on to what should we do. Instead of acting like immortals in face of what we desire, we must act like mortals in face of all that we desire. What that means is if you are procrastinating on your finances, your investments, well, you need to act like you're mortal, that you have limited time. You have to operate out of a sense of urgency every single day, every single hour. You need to act on your finances and investments now. You need to realize that you're running out of time. You are mortal. So you have to stop procrastinating and you have to act now. And what should you do if you're procrastinating on working out and eating healthy? Again, you need to act like you're immortal in face of this desire. You need to realize that time is running out. You need to act on your health now. You need to operate out of a sense of urgency every single day, every single hour. You cannot procrastinate on your health. You cannot procrastinate on any of your desires. So the simple formula that you need to understand is that instead of acting like immortals in face of all that we desire and acting like mortals in face of all that we fear, we need to reverse this whole equation. We need to act like mortals in face of all that we desire, and we need to act like immortals in face of all that we fear. Okay, so if you are tired of procrastinating on what you need to do, you know you need to do things, but you keep on procrastinating, well, you need to put this advice from Seneca, this stern warning from Seneca into practice. Motivation is not enough. You've tried motivation before. Just watching this video won't be enough. You need to put this into practice. So here's how to put Seneca's advice into practice. I studied 60 of the greatest books on time management, productivity, procrastination, and I created a system to stop procrastination forever. It's called 5 Steps to Never Procrastinate Again. And just for today, for Black Friday, you can get a huge Black Friday discount on this course. Just head on over to 2000books.com/never and enter the coupon code BLACK11 to get hundreds of dollars off this course. So the course expires tonight. The discount for the course expires tonight. So make sure to get it right away. The link should also be in the description below. Again, remember, act like a mortal in face of all that you desire and act like immortals in face of all that we fear. Don't do what the normal people do. What normal people do is they act like immortals in face of all that they desire, and they act like mortals in face of all that they fear. All right, my friend, if you want to stop procrastinating, just head on over to 2000books.com/never and enter the coupon code BLACK11. See you next time.